This is going to blow your mind. Welcome to the Human Curious. The Great Sphinx. It sits on the Giza Plateau, a silent stone guardian. For countless millennia it has watched. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the video for more amazing content. Ancient Egypt was a land of mystery. The Sphinx held a special place. They called it Horem-Akhet, meaning Horus in the horizon, a guardian of sacred knowledge. Could this role have been literal, a living, sentient, watchful guardian? Think about its very form, the massive body of a mighty lion. The ancient Egyptians held deep beliefs. They saw the world alive with gods. The Sphinx was more than stone to them. It had a powerful sacred name. They called it Horem-Akhet. This translates to Horus in the horizon, a name rich with profound meaning. It spoke of divinity, of watchfulness, a god manifest at the edge of worlds, the meeting place of earth and sky. Horem-Akhet was a guardian. The form of the Sphinx is deliberate, a powerful fusion of potent symbols. Its massive body is that of a lion, the undisputed king of beasts. This represented incredible strength, raw, untamed, protective power. It symbolized royalty, divine authority, a fearsome guardian none could pass. The embodiment of earthly might, a protector for the sacred lands. Then there is the human head. Section 3. The Silent Oracle of the Sands. Did the Sphinx offer direct counsel? Did it whisper secrets to the priests or answer the pleas of the pharaohs? The Greek Sphinx posed deadly riddles, a creature of cunning and malice. But the Egyptian Sphinx felt different. Its aura was one of ancient wisdom, of profound, silent understanding. Section 1. The Colossus Awakens, Scales of Immensity. Imagine the Sphinx stirring, not as cold stone, but as warm life. Its colossal body would ripple beneath a hide tougher than any leather. Perhaps it was not furred like a lion, but scaled, like some ancient reptile, or covered in skin like desert stone tanned by millennia under the Egyptian sun. Its true texture, a profound mystery, a surface built for eternity's harshness. Section 2. The Roar of Ages Past, Sounds of the Living Guardian. The silence of the stone Sphinx is profound, but a living Sphinx would surely have a voice. Its very breath would be a sound. A deep, slow, rhythmic exhalation, like the wind sighing through vast caverns or the distant rumble of a coming storm. You might feel it in your chest before you even truly heard it clearly, a constant reminder of its vital presence, the softest whisper of its immense lungs. Then imagine its true vocalizations, a raw knot of this modern world. The Sphinx, if alive, was a sentinel. Its primary function was to watch, to guard the sacred threshold it overlooked. So its demeanor would be one of stillness, of immense, patient, unwavering vigilance. A living Sphinx would surely have rhythms, patterns to its existence, however slow. Perhaps with the rising sun it stirred, its massive form taking in the light, a daily ritual of silent communion. A living Sphinx presents a profound question. What could possibly sustain such a creature? Its colossal form, animated by ancient life, would require immense energy, constant fuel, but it was not a beast of simple hunger. It was a guardian, a divine sentinel. The Great Sphinx did not choose its habitat. It was, in a profound sense, born of it, carved directly from the living limestone bedrock. The Giza Plateau was not merely its home, it was an extension of its very being. This specific location held immense significance, a sacred precinct, a gateway between worlds, the necropolis of pharaohs guarded by this titan. Its placement was deliberate, divinely ordained, a focal point of cosmic and earthly power. Imagine the living Sphinx in this landscape, the mighty pyramids rising behind it, silent geometric mountains of stone. It would perceive them not as tombs alone, but as resonant structures aligned with stars, the temples at its feet, places of service, where priests ministered to its needs and channeled the prayers of a nation. The entire plateau was its sacred domain, a vast open-air temple under the Egyptian sky. The natural environment would interact with it. Fierce desert sandstorms would rage, attempting to reclaim it, to bury it, but the living Sphinx would endure unyielding. Its massive form a bulwark against the chaos. The ancient Nile, in its flood season, brought life-giving waters close to the plateau. Perhaps the Sphinx felt these cyclical rhythms, the pulse of the land, the breath of the river. Desert creatures would surely sense its aura. Its deep connection to the bedrock was key. It was not a creature meant to roam freely. Its immobility was part of its divine nature, a steadfast, unwavering point of presence. Its territory was defined by its gaze and the spiritual energies it commanded. It did not need to hunt or explore. The world, in essence, came to the Sphinx. Its lair was the very heart of ancient Egypt, a fixed anchor in a world of change. If the Sphinx consumed energy, not flesh, its direct impact on the local food chain would be unlike any other predator. It would not deplete herds of herbivores, nor would it compete with desert carnivores. Its ecological footprint was one of presence, not predation in the conventional sense. This allowed for a unique balance between the divine guardian and the natural order, a subtle integration into the desert's ecosystem. Yet its sheer living presence would resonate throughout the Giza Plateau's ecosystem. Wild animals would surely react with awe and a deep instinctual primal fear. Birds might avoid flying directly overhead. Smaller creatures might scurry for cover when it shifted its immense weight. Or perhaps some species felt a strange pull, drawn to its powerful protective aura like moths to a vast ancient flame. What about the plant life nearby? Would its intense energy field affect them? Perhaps the ground immediately around it was barren, unable to support vegetation due to the concentration of its power. Or conversely, maybe a strange fertility thrived in its vicinity, nourished by its aura. Sacred groves or unusual desert blooms marking the boundaries of its divine influence, the earth itself responding to its life force. The question of water also arises. Did this colossal being need to drink? The Nile flowed not too far away, a vital source for all life in Egypt. Or was it entirely self-sustaining? Its unique metabolism perhaps recycled moisture, or drew it from the air or the deep earth. Like its food, its hydration might be mystical, linked to the elements, to cosmic energies, a creature beyond ordinary biological needs. Gap 5S. Before we continue, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've explored so far. Imagine standing on the Giza Plateau, feeling the presence of a living Sphinx. How would it change your perception of the world around you? Would you feel a sense of awe, or perhaps a tinge of fear? Gap 3 says. Now let's engage with you, our viewers. If the Sphinx were alive today, what questions would you ask this ancient guardian? Would it be about the mysteries of the past, or perhaps guidance for the future? Gap 3S, drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear how you imagine interacting with such a monumental being. Gap 3S. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating explorations of history and myth. Your support helps us bring these stories to life. Now let's dive back into the world of the living Sphinx. Gap 2S. Stay tuned as we explore how ancient Egyptians might have lived beside this demigod in the next scene. Living in the shadow of an awakened Sphinx would have profoundly shaped ancient Egyptian life. Imagine the constant, palpable awareness of this immense, sentient, godlike being. It would inspire overwhelming awe, deep reverence, and a healthy measure of profound fear. Daily life would carry an undercurrent of the sacred, the powerful, the unknown. Every sunrise greeted by its watchful gaze, a constant reminder of divine oversight. The priesthood dedicated to Hor-em-Akhet would have duties far beyond simple maintenance. They were not caretakers of mere stone, but ministers to a living, breathing deity. Daily rituals would be intense, focused, involving chants, offerings, perhaps direct communication, interpreting its subtle moods, its silent messages, conveying its will to the pharaoh and people. Their role would be pivotal, highly respected, and fraught with immense spiritual responsibility. The pharaoh, as a divine king himself, would have a unique relationship with the Sphinx. The dream stele of Thutmose IV hints at direct interaction, a divine pact. A living Sphinx would make such encounters even more significant, more world-altering. It would be a counselor, a protector of kingship, a direct link to the gods, a source of legitimacy. The ruler of Egypt consulting the ultimate guardian, ensuring the stability and prosperity of the land. The very existence of a living Sphinx would permeate every aspect of society. Laws might be enacted in its name, festivals held to honor its eternal vigil. Its image, not as a statue, but as a being, would dominate art, mythology, and belief. The psychological impact would be immense, a constant awareness of cosmic forces at play, human affairs conducted under the gaze of an ancient, powerful, and watchful demigod. The living Sphinx transformed ancient Egyptian religion. It was an active participant in the divine order, a direct conduit to the gods. People felt the gods were present among them. Religious ceremonies gained immense power. Prayers felt more potent, whispered into divine ear. The air hummed with sacred energy. Imagine the great religious festivals with the living Sphinx as a focal point. Its presence dominated. Would it acknowledge the processions with a glance? A subtle shift in its ancient eyes? Perhaps a low rumble from its chest, acknowledging the devotion. These signs would be seen as profound blessings. The priesthood serving Hor-em-Akhet was unique. They were attendants to a living god form. Their training was rigorous, their spiritual attunement keen. They interpreted its moods, its subtle signals. Perhaps they received visions or intuitive messages. Their words carried immense weight in society. Their lives were dedicated to its service. The living Sphinx solidified Ma'at, the cosmic order. It was a living embodiment of divine law. Any disruption to Ma'at might be reflected in the Sphinx's demeanor. Its existence reinforced the belief that order would always overcome chaos. The pharaoh's connection to the living Sphinx was the cornerstone of his divine authority. The dream stele of Thutmose IV hinted at this. Its perceived approval legitimized his rule. The Sphinx was the ultimate royal protector, a living symbol of the pharaoh's sacred power. The common Egyptian, living near Giza or even hearing tales from afar, would be transformed. Life would be lived with a constant awareness of this colossal, sentient being watching over them. For some, this might bring immense comfort, a feeling of profound divine protection. For others, a subtle, underlying fear of its unimaginable power, its ancient gaze. It would permeate their thoughts, their dreams. The world felt different with a living Sphinx in it. Its image would dominate more than just temples. It would inspire countless stories, songs, and artworks, not just the official myths of Hor-em-Akhet, but popular folklore, tales told by firelight. Children might play games of the watchful guardian. Artists would strive to capture its living essence. Its form would appear on amulets, on household shrines, a constant reminder of its protective presence. The living Sphinx would become a cultural icon, even more potent than its stone counterpart became. Local customs around the Giza Plateau would surely evolve due to the living Sphinx. Perhaps certain areas were strictly taboo, paths that none but the highest priests could tread. Specific offerings might be left by ordinary people at designated spots, hoping for its favor. Sounds or behaviors deemed disrespectful near its sacred precinct would be forbidden. Its presence would shape the daily rhythms and the social etiquette of the nearby communities. Ultimately, a living Sphinx would deepen Egypt's mystery for all who came after, for us today. The tales of its existence would echo through millennia, more vivid than any legend. It would make ancient Egypt seem even more magical, a land where gods truly walked among mortals. The Giza Plateau would be more than an archaeological site. It would be the lair of a once-living demigod. We have journeyed through an ancient thought, the Great Sphinx, but alive, breathing, a creature of myth, yet real in our minds. The Egyptians knew it as Hor-em-Akhet, Horus in the horizon, a powerful name, a god, a guardian, a watcher of ages. This was not mere stone to them. It was a potent, divine presence, its spirit deeply woven into their beliefs, a cornerstone of their cosmic understanding. We painted a picture of its true form, Its immense scale would dwarf all else, a body of unimaginable power and resilience, its eyes holding the wisdom of millennia. The sounds it might make, a primal roar or the deep rumble of ancient breath shaking the very foundations of Giza. Its presence alone a terrifying marvel, a being of both earth and something beyond, a true titan from a forgotten epoch. We pondered how such a giant would sustain itself, not through common means of earthly creatures, but perhaps through the sun's vibrant energy, or the sacred offerings of devoted priests, maybe even from the deep telluric currents flowing beneath the sacred Giza Plateau. Its habitat was fixed, its vigil eternal, the silent guardian of the royal necropolis, a protector of cosmic order, Ma'at. Its existence a fundamental truth. The impact on ancient Egyptian culture was profound. Religion would center around this living deity, the pharaoh's power intertwined with its might. Society itself shaped by its constant watch, its very being reinforcing the divine order, a source of immense awe and inspiration, its influence felt in every temple, every home. The living Sphinx was the heart of their world, a tangible link to the gods themselves, a constant reminder of sacred power. This imaginative exploration serves a purpose. It allows us to touch the ancient mindset, to feel the power of their profound beliefs. The idea of a living sphinx is speculative, yet it unlocks a deeper appreciation for how the Egyptians saw their world. A world alive with gods, with magic, where stone could indeed hold a divine spark, and where legends were part of reality, a bridge to their spiritual landscape. The stone sphinx we see today gazes east. It remains a profound, unsolved enigma, battered by time, weathered by desert winds, yet its power to fascinate endures strongly. Asking what if it were alive helps us to understand the awe it always inspired. It sharpens our focus on its true purpose, its original meaning in that distant past. The questions are as important as answers. They keep the ancient spirit alive. The mystery of the Sphinx connects us to the broader enigmas of ancient civilizations. What did they truly know? What did they achieve? So much knowledge has been lost to time, buried beneath the shifting desert sands. Their monuments whisper of forgotten wisdom, of celestial alignments, of cosmic understanding. The living Sphinx is but one thread in a vast tapestry of ancient secrets, a tapestry we are still trying to unravel. So as we leave this imaginative realm, let one thought linger in your mind. The Giza Plateau holds many untold stories. The Sphinx, even in stone, watches silently. What other wonders, what other truths lie dormant, waiting for us to uncover? The ancient world still has much to teach if we only dare to listen, to question, and to dream of the possibilities. The greatest riddles are those that endure. If you enjoyed this journey, please subscribe to our channel, share this video, and leave a comment below. Let's keep the conversation alive.